Let's do this. Good morning, and welcome to the Unleashed Media and Talk Show with Daryl Arnold.
Oh, hell yes.
This is the show where we talk about everything.
What the hell?
Well, almost. From today's news, culture, entertainment, real life, real people, and the stories everybody's talking about. And no, we don't do it in some tiny glass bubble. We do it the only way we know how. Real and completely unleashed.
Fire the hole, fire the hole, fire the hole.
So lean in and let's go right now.
Give me a hell yeah. What?
Is the ceasefire done? Is the MOU dead?
It's a very interesting question. To me, I think it's over. I don't want to deal with them anymore. They're scum. You know what scum is? They're scum. They're sick people. They're led by sick people. And they're vicious, violent people. And if they had a nuclear weapon, they'd use it. As far as I'm concerned, it's over. I'll speak to our negotiators. They want to negotiate. They're good people. Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner. But they have to come back to me. As far as I'm concerned, it's just a waste of time dealing with them. They're liars. We make a deal. And if I make a deal with him, we have a deal. And he goes out, he talks. We make a deal. Everyone's agreed. No nuclear weapon. We make a deal. They go outside, talk to the press. They say, we never even talked about it. There's something wrong with them. They're cuckoo. As far as I'm concerned, it's over.
There's something wrong with them. They're cuckoo. Yes, they are cuckoo, in fact. Today, my friends, is Wednesday, July 8th, 2026. Of course, oil prices are up 6%. Stock market is down. Because, again, the clowns that we made a so-called deal with, an MOU, an understanding anyway, for 60 days. And then they had to go and bomb ships. They had to go and break their promises again. So following the huge U.S. strikes back, because these fools shot innocent ships trying to go through and get around to the strait, Trump just said that the Iran ceasefire is likely over. He called them scum. I don't want to deal with them anymore. They're vicious and violent people. As far as I'm concerned, it is over. His words. His quote, exactly. His quote, exactly. On a Wednesday morning, July 8, 2026, Unleashed Media and Talk with Daryl Arnold. We're on the radio at 104.3 FM. You can check out any podcast, all podcasts of the radio show after it's over. They're always posted about an hour later at Apple, Spotify, Podbean, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Pandora, wherever you get your podcasts. And please make sure you do that. Also, we're live on YouTube right now, and you can always watch that back as well. We're going to get into that, but of course, that was the top story breaking overnight, of course, that Iran did not follow through on their promises, which in 50 years they never have, or 49, or 48, or 47, whatever it is. They've never followed through on a deal. So it doesn't matter at this point how you feel about the war. They're not going to follow through on their deals. And I do believe that the Trump administration, not just Trump, like he just said on the soundbite, everybody involved has tried and tried and tried to make a deal with these people. And at the end of the day, whether you want war or not, because I absolutely don't, let's get that clear. Nobody in their right mind wants war. You just don't want it. But it happens, ladies and gents. It happens. It just absolutely happens. And that's unfortunate, but that is the truth. So, anyway, we wake up today on a Wednesday. That's one of the main big stories that's going on, along with a lot of other stories. But of course, that one is mega headlines. I kind of saw it creeping in yesterday afternoon and yesterday evening. And I kind of figured we would probably be talking about that on this morning of Wednesday because we saw it headed that direction. Trump and the administration okayed this and made it happen while he was in another country, while he was meeting with NATO and Turkey and etc. So when that happened, I was like, yep, it's probably going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. It's probably going to happen. And that's just the way it is. These people are not going to stop. They're not going to follow along with any deal ever because they never have. And I don't know why that we're surprised. And I don't think a lot of people are surprised. You know, a lot of people might say they're surprised, but really and truly, I'm not feeling the surprise. I'm not. Because eventually it's going to happen. Eventually it's got to happen because they won't stop. They don't like us. As a matter of fact, they hate us. They absolutely hate us. Yep, you got Facebook or something you want to share this video, this live stream, we sure would appreciate it. We also appreciate all of our sponsors on this wonderful morning. We're going to talk about some positive stuff too, but a lot of the positive things that we talk about get hammered out, hammered down, stomped on with all the negativity that's going on in the country inside of our own United States of America. Okay? Inside of our own United States of America. Just when the gasoline prices were coming back down, here we are again. Okay? Here we are again. Not saying it's going to stay that way, hopefully. But who knows, right? Who knows? If you want to get in the chat, please get in the chat. Speak with us also, 601 918 8409 9601. 918 8409 is the Unleash Media and Talk text line. Text me there. Brought to you for this segment by Electrical Services and Electrical Solutions in Pearl, Mississippi. Check them out, please. Good folks. They handle Generac, they handle Tesla, and they handle all things electric and electrical solutions. Oh, my goodness gracious. Let's talk about a few headlines coming into this Wednesday, and then we'll break over into the first segment strong. As you all went to bed like me last night, things change. Things absolutely change. You know, like I was saying, it's so hard to keep up because overnight developments each night, Middle East tensions each night escalated again. These things are nonstop, okay? America just celebrated 250 years of our independence. And the question now is, my question now is this. It's real simple. What kind of country right now do we want to hand down to the next generation? What kind of state, town, county do we want to hand down to our next generation? We will continue asking that tough question and discussing that because we want to hear from you. We do. The midterm election strategy, it's intensifying nationwide, worldwide, with the loser Graham Plattner in Maine. You say, Daryl, why do you give a damn about a loser in Maine? You live in Mississippi. Because we have to protect the House and Senate. That's why. And this guy, whom now all of the wannabe, just weak minded people who were all about him, like Pow Wow, Pocahontas, Elizabeth Warren, she was, oh, that's my kind of man. That's my kind of man. Let's get him in there. That's my kind of man. Psh, whatever. And then allegation of rape after allegation. All the people are coming forward, and then CNN, and then Axios. Why does it take that? Why does it take that for Chuck Schumer and now finally Bernie Sanders to say, no, you need to drop out? And the biggest scam guy in America, Ro Khanna, why does it take that for them to finally say something? Why? Because they don't care. They only care about power. They don't care at all. They don't care at all. They only saw that he's slipping in the numbers now because of the allegations. They don't care about the actual victims. They don't care about what he was doing in porta potties. They don't care about his Nazi tattoos. They don't care about any of that. And you're foolish if you think they do. You're very foolish if you think they care because they don't. The Democrats have nothing else except hate Trump, try to get somebody in there that can beat Trump for power. I mean, nothing, absolutely nothing else. Zero. It's a joke at this point. They think the American people are stupid. We don't see what's going on. Goofy. As we like to say, goony goo goos. Okay? Goony goo goos. And the debate's still continuing. Another top story. It's been going on now for a week or so over birthright citizenship with the Supreme Court ruling. Yes, that one really just, I'm not cool with that one. Okay? I'm not. Sorry. But I'm not sorry. And the conservatives continue to make border security a central campaign issue. Well, yeah, no duh. That's what CNN said. Well, of course we do. That should be a rapid fire headline every day. Should be a rapid fire headline every day, even in Mississippi. How national issues, energy costs, border security, military readiness, federal spending affect us right here. This state. Okay. Families, businesses, agriculture. It affects everything. Is your family out there listening? Is your family? Is your budget improving right now? Or are you still stuck in the Biden trap that got us here? It's not Trump, not the Trump administration. Have you seen the percentages while Biden was in office that we're still fighting, trying to get through? Seriously. Should America continue? Should America continue in the Middle East, peace through strength? It's a question to me. Okay, that's a question to me. Should America continue with the policy, rather, of peace through strength? I don't know that we have a choice. It's a hard question to answer. We don't really have a choice, ladies and gentlemen. We are where we are now. We can continue to go down the path of we shouldn't have done this, we should have done this, we shouldn't have done that, we should have done this. It doesn't matter at this point. We are where we are. As we cruise into the midterms, because I promise you November will be here before you can blink one eye, much less two. We need to continue to sharpen the border, which we've done a great job under the new administration. Not really new, but the Trump administration. We need to continue with security, crime, inflation, government spending. And the Democrats, what do they have to tell you about the midterms? Nothing except for to hate Trump. Communism, socialism, disagreements over the party's direction. I feel like they're done. Okay? I feel like they're done. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't stay very aware and go vote. Seriously. You know, I got a text message at 601-918-8409. Should American government buildings fly only the American flag? Really? You're going to text me that on a Wednesday morning, July 2026. Absolutely, they should if they want to. Why wouldn't they? Dummy. Whatever. America First debate, though, is going on right now in Ohio, where Vivek Ramaswamy is running for governor. A social media post announcing plans to raise the Somalia's flag at the Columbus, Ohio City Hall. It sparked a lot of backlash from the conservative commentators. City officials later clarified the flag would not be raised, and they did remove that post from criticism. Why would Somalia get to raise a flag in Columbus, Ohio? I didn't think Somalia was a country inside of Columbus, Ohio. Correct me if I'm wrong. These people are morons. They don't like us, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I don't like to jump on here every day and talk about anybody that hates someone or some people, but they do. Should Congress, coming up, revisit the birthright citizenship, or has the Constitution settled the issue? Hell no, they haven't settled it. Yes, they should revisit it. My God. I do appreciate these questions. These are not friends of mine. These are not people I know personally. But the podcast, ladies and gentlemen, is blowing up in all different kinds of states. So, of course, I very much appreciate all these questions and these comments because it is a free country and you asked for my opinion. You asked for my opinion. Our political scandals, this is very important to me now. Nobody asked me this. I'm asking everybody out there your opinion. Are political scandals treated differently depending on what party's involved? Now, I already know the answer to this. Anybody with common sense does. Are they? You know they are. You know they are. One of the biggest political stories is the turmoil surrounding Grant Plattner, Porta-John boy, in the Democrat Senate race in Maine. Multiple Democratic officials have finally called the nominee to step aside after serious, very serious allegations surfaced. The candidate, of course, went on a video. There's even a double comparison video with him and Eric Swalwell doing their apology. It almost sounds like the same damn thing. Probably the same AI person wrote it, or I mean, excuse me, the same person or AI. Now they're asking him to step down, which, okay. But why did you even allow? Who vetted this guy? Who vetted this guy? These people are ridiculous. These people are ridiculous and they think we're stupid. Joe Davidson does not think we're stupid. Good morning, sir. Thanks for joining us this morning. Kevin Axton, good morning, sir. Good morning to Stephen SRS. Good morning. Good morning to David Hall. Good morning to everybody. David Hall sent me a text last night and said, hey, tomorrow, we don't live in a society that pushes guilt by association as a rule, singular rule. But now we live in a society that propagates guilt by accusations, whether the claims are true or not. That is a great point. Thanks for the text, David Hall. But it's also a true, in fact, truth. It's a truth bomb, okay? It's a truth bomb. And that one doesn't matter what side of the fence you're swinging. Republican, Democrat, Independent, whatever. That's what we live in now. Propaganda accusations. I mean, the same thing they did to Trump for 4 years to try not to get him in office. 4 years. Not saying it worked, but damn, it came close. It came real close. We will be right back. Unleash Media and Talk with Daryl Arnold.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Visit msema.org and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by the Mississippi Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, and the Ad Council.
Every program in the Next ecosystem is designed to meet people where they are and take them where they want to go, in technology and in life. Mississippi Coding Academies is a nonprofit that bridges the digital divide, delivering accessible, affordable, and life-changing technology education across the globe. Funded by grants and donations that are truly making an impact at home and abroad. Learn coding, cybersecurity, and so much more with locations around the state of Mississippi. Go to mscoding.org today and go to your
Support
next
for these-
level.
Support for these programs comes from Electrical Solutions and Services in Pearl, Mississippi, providing licensed electrical contracting services throughout Mississippi for commercial, industrial, and residential projects. Also installations, system upgrades, troubleshooting, and emergency electrical repairs. As certified installers for Tesla, charging systems, and a certified dealer for Generac backup power solutions, their team delivers safe, code-compliant workmanship with a commitment to precision and integrity. They are veteran-owned. Their phone number is 769-572-7597.
Fire!
You are listening to WPBP 104.3 FM, The Pirate.
Welcome back to the Unleashed Media and Talk Show with Daryl Arnold. And yes, he's still unapologetic.
It is the top of the hour, 7 a.m. Central Daylight Time, 104.3 FM. Of course, it is the podcast, and it is 104.3 FM on the radio, y'all. Old school radio sitting in the pocket. How is your week going so far? We've been talking about a lot of stuff, okay? A lot of things. Guilty by accusations, not association. It's accusations. And politics has kind of been that way for a long time, but now it's really, really, really bad. Okay? It's really, really, really bad. And that's what's going on. From Washington, D.C. into your backyard, all the way, y'all. We've got the stories right here. And we talk about all of this, almost. And that Senate race that has been rocked the Democrat in Maine by these allegations and the turmoil surrounding Grant Loser Plattner. I can't believe that it took the first lady that came forward with the New York Post, and she also did a quick interview on CNN. They didn't even take that serious. They almost blamed it on her. Wow. But then, of course, they kept coming in. Then all of a sudden they start to pay attention. They only started to pay attention because their numbers went down. It is only about power, nothing else. That's all. They thought they could slide another socialist into the picture. They're scum. I said it. I did. Absolutely 1000% said it. I did. I'm not going to continue to stop saying it. We have lunatics. We have lunatic young people, but we also have lunatic grown folks, old folks, boomers. But some of the young people, the quote Gen Z, they have no understanding. They can't even tell you why Donald Trump's a bad person at all. They just, they don't like the country. So we say it almost every day here. Move away, grab an airplane ticket, and get the hell out. I'm sure somebody will pay for your flight. You know, these 4th of July parties that happened last week were very, very, very good. I personally talked to a lot of people that love this country. And then I also talked to some people that, quote, love the country, but they hate it because of a president or because of a politician. I mean, really? And these are not celebrities, these are normal college kids.
All right, tell me, should we make America great again?
No,
Tell me why.
because I think that Donald Trump is not a good president.
Yeah, why?
Because I don't think he supports people who are not in the highest percent of income. And I am in that, and I don't care about what my family gets because I care about what other people deserve. Viva la Colombia!
What?
Wait, are you gonna move there?
What?
Are you gonna move to Colombia?
Sure.
I mean, what was that? What was that? What is that?
Viva la Colombia!
Wait, are you gonna move there?
What?
Are you gonna move to Colombia?
Sure.
Okay. Then all these people threatening to leave,
What is happening right now?
then leave. I don't understand it. Oh my God. All these people think that socialism, communism is going to work out for them. You know, and I know. Anybody with common sense knows. It not going to happen. She says that Trump only cares about 1% of the country. Or, excuse me, the way she put it, he only cares about 1% of the people, whatever. I will personally vouch that this is not true. Oh my God. Not a single brain cell. Not a single brain cell. I bet she would give a damn, though, if her daddy froze that credit card. You know? Because she doesn't care at all about anything. These people scream and complain about the rich people. Okay, they're out partying with daddy's credit card. With daddy's little credit card. Oh no. Oh no. And then they think they're gonna fool us. They're gonna fool us, y'all. I mean, I just don't get it, y'all. I do not get it, and I never will. We've been around, y'all. We've been around for a while. Stop it. Grow up. Grow the hell up. That's all I can say. It really kind of makes us look horrible. We're not a horrible country, but when you have foolish people that are champagne socialism life, it's on the rise. It's on the rise. From the education system, the professors, the not being taught history and civics properly. And they always signal with the idea that maybe they're going to go somewhere else. Well, then go. Go, go, go. I got a bunch of texts. I can't read most of them. What a commie piece of. Yeah, you know what I said on mute? Someday that she will realize, hopefully, this is another text. Someday Yabba Dabba Doo girl will realize microphones work, even if she's not touching them. Oh my God. Yes, very confused. Very confused. Thanks for the text, Mike. Very confused young lady. That's right. Absolute proof that you cannot fix stupid. Absolute proof that it's been taught that they have fallen into the trap of propaganda and BS and lies. That's what it is. That's what happened, you guys. Damn, we have to talk about it every day, but that's okay. It is my pleasure to do that for you. It's my absolute pleasure to do that for you. And I will continue to do that. Elon Musk. You know, they used to love him back when he associated with the Democrats. Oh, God, we love Elon Musk. He's so smart. He's so this, he's so that. Well, of course he is. He said, this is a quote directly from Elon Musk. I'm normally someone who, favors technology. And I'm saying there should be no voting machines, right? That's right. That's the last thing we need. But we all have them. We all have them. And now people are discussing, which is disgusting. They're disgustingly discussing AI involvement with voting. It's over then. I mean, it's kind of crazy now, but it's over then. So if you have voting machines connected to the internet, who knows, right? Somebody smarter than me on the subject, though, is in fact Elon Musk that we were just talking about. His actual quotes, Elon Musk laying it out because that's what he does.
Happy if it was just that citizens voted. I'd call that a win. If we can just make sure that only legal citizens can vote, which is how it's supposed to be, I'd say that'd be quite a victory compared to where we are right now. So just and I think having more transparency on elections, maximum transparency on elections, and as I've said before, I think we should not allow voting machines of any kind. I've been programming computers since I was 9 years old, and I know how easy it is to get a line of software wrong or hack a computer. And so I think the last thing we want to do is have electronic voting machines. We want paper ballots in person with ID.
Yeah, that's what you call really bringing back the golden era. Really bringing it back. And for God's sake, let's have election day, not election month, year, whatever the hell they're going to do in Bamafornia, Scamafornia, and all these other crazy states. Okay? Everyone should bookmark that clip, Elon Musk on his X account, and share it over and over and over and over again. He's been programming and hacking computers since he was freaking 9, okay? One day, one vote with voter ID and paper ballots, no mail in, smaller precincts, no machines, results by 9 or 10, winners announced at midnight. Yeah, but Damn, wouldn't that be cool? Thanks for the text message, William. Yeah, wouldn't that be very cool? That would be nice. Isn't that the way it used to be? Of course it was. Florida, what a huge state. Millions and millions of people. They have it counted, done, and over with. Before you go to bed, you know who the winner is. So it's a no-brainer that we couldn't do that everywhere else, including Scamifornia in California. They don't want it that way purposely. Why? They can't cheat. Democrats can't win unless they cheat. And California is ran by the Democrats. Okay, so there you go. Really, it's that simple. A California Homeowners Association during this past weekend at 4th of July, and really any weekend, is fining. Now, we've talked about this before, but this makes me so pissed off. They're fighting homeowners for flying the American flag on their own. And that's OWN, by the way. You're a dang homeowner. You're getting fined for flying the American flag on your own property. Okay? This flag, these veterans, they died for this, but yet they're getting treated like it's a violation. Unbelievable.
I'm not going to let them bully me with fines to take down the symbol of America.
Terry Collins is not taking down Old Glory. The San Marcos resident, along with Amy and Chris Cook, were given $100 fines and summoned to a HOA hearing Tuesday for flying the American flag outside their homes.
Our flag has been displayed here on our exclusive use common area for at least 20 years.
The issue comes down to where the flag is installed. The HOA can. This one is on common area property, but the homeowners now facing a $100 fine disagree.
After we published our story, the feud made national news. Republican nominee for governor Steve Hilton is even weighing in. And now the Ambiance Owners Association is changing its tune. In a letter sent Wednesday, the board said in part, in light of recent media attention and concerns for the privacy and safety of board members, the board has decided to put the flag policy on hold, and a survey will be presented to the membership shortly to decide if flags can be hung from common property.
What do you mean if? What do you mean if? I mean, you can't fly a flag at your own home? Oh, come on, y'all. These are cowards if they go for this. Sorry. California really is a captured communist state. That's what it's become. No other state is this bad. Standard American flags are so to be allowed everywhere in these United States of America. HOA be damned. Yeah, you're right. You are right. If you support this in any way, you're probably listening to the wrong show, A. But B, you probably don't want to live in this country. Why would you even want to live here? It's just unreal. It's unreal. It's also federally protected. Let me say that again. It is federally protected, not Scamifornia protected, but federally protected. So I believe the HOA will lose this battle and change that and then vote them the hell out, hopefully. Hopefully. Those who want you to or actually, let me rephrase that. Those who want you to prevent you rather from exercising your love and patriotism for your own country and for their damn country are more than likely enemies of your own country. That's all I can say. That is all I can say. Hope they make these people famous on Tic-Tacky-Whack and X, Twitter, all the rest of Instagram, all that. Make them famous. Yeah, that really. That's a text message too. Yes, that's correct. We're going to talk just a little bit about the Charlie Kirk preliminary hearing that's going on for at least these 5 days this week. And it's been all day, every day with the defense team objecting to every single piece of evidence, slow walking this. But I will say that the prosecutors have a lot more than people thought. I'm not taking sides on this. I'm not saying any of that. Everybody's got their own little theories, but even though some of them are ridiculous, like Blowhard Candace, but I'm not saying Tyler Robinson did this by himself, but I am saying that the evidence coming out is surprising. All the people that were thinking that he wasn't around that day and all. Yeah, right. Well, I'm so sorry they hid that evidence from you. That's what they're supposed to do. They're not supposed to give away their case. But people have gotten so used to social media, gossip, nonsense, they can't help themselves. We'll be right back.
Don't forget to check out Cypress Point Resort. Memories are made at Cypress Point. Close to home, yet it feels miles away. At Cypress Point, you can truly get away from it all. You can step back to a simpler time, yet enjoy all the amenities of today. Cameron's Garage is a sports bar and music venue. There's a lunch buffet every day inside Cypress Point. They also have a steakhouse and the Tavern. The Tavern is a quaint little place with live music Wednesday through Saturday. And of course, you've got the Safari Park and Petting Zoo. Don't forget about all the event halls, including the Wedding Chapel and so much more. That's Cypress Point Resort, located at 874 Hollybush Road, Brandon, Mississippi. Contact them at 601-829-1101 or at cypresspointms.com.
You wanted to see
Every
me?
program
Yes,
in the
please,
next
have a seat.
ecosystem is
So
designed
here's
to
the thing. When this company brought you on, we took a chance on you. You didn't have that 4-year college degree we typically look for.
Right.
But we gave you a shot anyway. And since then, you've worked incredibly hard and given it your all.
Thanks.
You've been an important asset to the team, but I don't think you can be an intern here anymore. We want to hire you.
You're serious?
Absolutely.
Find your next great employee. Introduce yourself to the Grads of Life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
I won't let you down.
I know.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
If you or a loved one need reliable medical equipment, trust a name Mississippi has depended on for over 20 years. Mobility Medical, located right in Flowood, is your local family-owned source for mobility and home healthcare solutions. From power wheelchairs and scooters to lift chairs that help you relax in comfort, they've got everything you need to stay independent and live better every day. Need help at home? Mobility Medical offers hospital beds, tables, and essential supplies, and more. What sets them apart? It's their personalized service. Their experienced team works one-on-one with you to find the right equipment. Serving all of Mississippi and beyond with in-store support and delivery options available. Mobility Medical, helping you move better, live better, and stay independent. Visit them today in Flowood or call to learn more.
Welcome back to the Unleashed Media and Talk Show with Daryl Arnold. And yes, he's still unapologetic.
7:24 in the morning, a.m. Central Daylight Time, July 8th, 2026. My name is Daryl Arnold. Unleash Media and Talk with Daryl Arnold. You can also check out all the full episodes on podcast about 1 hour after the show is live. So those are up usually by 10 a.m. for sure, Central Time in the mornings. Spotify, Podbean, Apple, we're like breaking the top 100 in Spotify, which is incredible considering that's the whole world. Now, are we breaking it every day? No. But we're breaking the top 300 every day, which is crazy. Little old Daryl. Unleash Media and Talk with Daryl Arnold. Incredible. Thank you and thank you and thank you. And hello, thank you. Oh, we were discussing the nut jobs in Scamifornia. We got to move on from that, except for before we do that, I hope to God that these people put their flags up and don't listen to these maniacs. Stand up. Stand up, ladies and gentlemen. Stand up. Because that is the definition of tyranny. That is the definition of power, idiots, un-American. Okay? The Trump accounts. Families are racing to download the app, which lets parents manage new government-sponsored investment accounts for their children as a part of a federal savings account. Now, this program is bipartisan. Everybody all of a sudden likes Trump on this one. Of course they do. Eligible kids can receive $1,000 of government contribution, with families also able to add their own money that are managed by the parents or guardians until the child turns 18. And at that age, the children can either continue to save and invest or use it for education or a down payment on a home or etc. This is great, y'all, because by the time they turn, 18 is what, 60, 70 grand, whatever. And that's if you don't put any more money in it. That's if you don't put any more money in it. That's crazy, y'all. That is crazy. That is cool. And you have all these haters on here. You would be an idiot not to do something, con man. Good Lord. These people are low IQ, just like Trump says. I'm sorry, but you are. You are an idiot. You're just stupid, dumb. Crazy. It's it's just whatever. Somebody said, well, when we turn this over to communists, we're not going to need savings accounts. I mean, where do these people come from? Good God Almighty. Trump was also talking about Greenland. That was in the news big time some months back. He's still saying, though, Greenland is very important for the United States, but it's not important for Denmark. In fact, when Denmark was overran by Nazis, in less than 1 day, they asked us to take care of Greenland. We shouldn't have given it back to them because we're the ones that need it. We need it for protection of the whole world, not just the United States. People don't understand that, though. They don't pay attention. They don't pay attention at all. That is the problem. They do not pay attention. The real dummy over at The View, the low IQ Sonny Hostin over at that TV show The View, saying that American flags make her feel unsafe. Ooh, I feel unsafe because of American flag. Gone are the days, y'all. Just let's get this out there. Gone are the days that the Democrats, the progressives will at least pretend to be patriotic. I was watching Greg Gutfeld. That's what he said, and he's not lying. He's not lying.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, I think you summed it up. Yeah, gone are the days when Democrats would at least pretend to be patriotic. They used to stack their campaign stages with flags, adorn their lapels with little flag pins, and even say the Pledge of Allegiance without vomiting. Mm-hmm. But not anymore. Now they recoil like Dracula when he sees the sun. Hell, Sonny wouldn't even have a good time at Six Flags. But this is typical of her. Just because she feels something that's completely made up in her mind, like feeling unsafe around flags, everyone has to nod along like it's real. Great. I feel unsafe around stupid people like Sonny.
Exactly. I'm telling you, these celebrities, these podcasters, these whatever they are, in their minds, they're celebrities. They really think that we care. They really do. And that's what's sad, because we absolutely don't. We do not. Go be an actor. Go do what you do. We don't care. For many, many years, we listened to people like that. Unfortunately, the propaganda was down our throats to the point we didn't even pay any attention. We did not even pay any attention. It's crazy. But that's what happens, okay? That's exactly what happens. I'm laughing because now Bernie Sanders, he has recommended Senate candidate Graham Plattner to withdraw from Maine's United States race following the serious misconduct allegations. Whatever, dude. Shut the hell up. If that lady hadn't come forward, which y'all already knew about because she had already come forward, you wouldn't be saying that because y'all only care about power. Pow wow, Pocahontas, Elizabeth Warren, you're in there too, so shut up. Shut up. It's just that's all they care about. It is. Nothing else. It is. David Hall texted and said, hey, with the seeming popularity of this movie coming out, Citizen Vigilante, a lot of people are getting their panties in a wad about the popularity of vigilanteism. Well, anyway, however, most people our age, which is this is true, by the way, grew up in the 60s, 70s, even 80s. Remember, culturally, we had a lot of the same things going on. Okay, we did. back then, especially in New York. So you had our intimidating life with movies like Escape from New York, all the Death Wish movies, Charles Bronson, where people were taking the law into their own hands because they had lost complete faith in every single situation because the institutions were corrupt. Yes. We know. We went through it. We lived through it. These people don't know anything about it now. They also don't realize that Hollywood or the movie industry or the celebritards had a lot to do with what all's happening right now. Because you think, oh, wow, that movie back in 2009, whatever, is kind of what's happening now. Yeah. Well, remember the libtards watched those movies. The professors watched those movies. That's what it is, you know? These takeovers, these quote teen takeovers. They watch movies like that, except for they're not teen takeovers, and I'm tired of people calling them that. They're teens who need to get their kicked. And you know what I said in the beep. And to get the butts kicked. And these Dearborn, Michigan, which has fallen, by the way. It's fallen right here in America. It ain't ever coming back in my lifetime. The Muslim takeover started a little more than a decade ago. And the GOP and the normal people and the independents, they all ignored it. Democrats didn't ignore it. They said, ooh, more voters. Ooh, more voters. They're going to need a new breed of leadership in Michigan, but I'm not really sure, who are willing to basically really fight for what matters, because it's done, y'all. It's done.
I want you to look at Dearborn, Michigan today.
So done. We're not talking about a few hundred people either. Isn't that sad? Yes, it's extremely sad that is, or was, for lack of a better term, that is the United States of America. That's where it is. That's what's going on. 2,200 brand new jobs in Mississippi. Governor Tate Reeves had announced investments like this are why Mississippi is one of the hottest job markets in America. Jabil's investment of more than $119 million in the state will create 2,200 jobs in North Mississippi. Okay. This is a, let's look it up on public records confirmed. Mississippi project in Marshall County, 70 million X-ray sterilization facility expected to create approximately 2,200 jobs. Will these jobs be filled with American engineers or H-1B visa holders? Now, we have some really good. We're very blessed in Mississippi You've got to prove yourself and you got to prove your identity here. Okay. We don't play around much. Of course, some stuff gets through, as in any state. But these are probably going to be more American. The key question is, are they going to be in Mississippi or are they just going to drive across the line to get a job? That annoys me. That annoys me. But it's great to see our beautiful state thriving. I will say that. Congratulations. Congratulations. We'll be right back.
Support for these programs comes from Electrical Solutions and Services in Pearl, Mississippi, providing licensed electrical contracting services throughout Mississippi for commercial, industrial, and residential projects. Also installations, system upgrades, troubleshooting, and emergency electrical repairs. As certified installers for Tesla, charging systems, and a certified dealer for Generac backup power solutions, their team delivers safe, code-compliant workmanship with a commitment to precision and integrity. They are veteran-owned. Their phone number is 769-572-7597.
The Mississippi Reunion Concert. Everyone has waited on, and we have it at Cameron's Garage. August 7th, Crossin' Dixon. This is the concert of the decades not to miss. Join us at Cameron's Garage for an evening of music. The Stevens Brothers Band will kick off the night at 5:30 p.m., followed by Crossin' Dixon at 8 p.m. Purchase your tickets in advance for $15 or at the door for $20 at cypresspointms.com. This will sell out. We cannot wait to see you there.
I've got Southern comfort running through my veins.
Welcome back to the Unleashed Media and Talk Show with Daryl Arnold. And yes, he's still unapologetic.
It is 7:40 in the morning. We are Unleashed Media and Talk with Daryl Arnold. Thank you so much for joining us on this beautiful July 8th, 2026. That's right, 2026, my friends. I know. Sounds crazy, right? It does. It does sound crazy. The Democrat nominee for Congress in North Carolina, Richard Ojeda. Let's call this guy out. Let's call this guy out. He needs to be called out because he's saying this to all of the people watching his videos, his audios, his interviews. It's time for the damn Civil War, is what he says. The only way to get rights back is fighting for them. His team claims this is not a call to violence. It's just him asking people to vote. What? Seriously, dude? Another lunatic. Another lunatic. Here's what Amy Dora says, which is his campaign staff member. Here's insane, totally false post viral going around. That's crazy. Look, I guess that doesn't get out much. excuse me, I guess he doesn't get out much. I'm not sure. So what rights does the moon loon that we're talking about, does he think that that would fall under? Yes, you have free speech. You do. Of course you do. But I wouldn't go around preaching violence, okay? We are anti-violent on this program. I am anti-violence. Let's make that clear. I do not want to be involved in a conversation where I am pushing violence. Never have, never will. Seriously. I want to make that clear. And again, like I said at the beginning of the program, y'all, the breaking news this morning was President Trump saying, hey, you know what? The ceasefire with Iran is over as far as I'm concerned. I don't want to deal with them anymore. His words, quote, they are scum. So I guess that's what it is. He said there's an update that he said President Trump just said he wouldn't be shocked at all. This is breaking like 10 minutes ago. If Iran tries to assassinate him while over in Turkey, he said they will fail. Wow. I mean, could you imagine waking up every day and maybe be assassinated? Freaky, man.
And Mark Meredith is live in Ankara, Turkey, with the very latest. Mark.
Tell me. Hey, good morning, friends. It has been a busy day already here in Turkey. Any moment now, we are expecting to see President Trump sit down one-on-one with the president of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky. When we first touched down in Turkey, we thought that would be the biggest headline by far. But given what's transpired in Iran over the last 12 hours or so, pretty much everything has changed. President Trump launching new airstrikes against Iran. He says it's in retaliation after the Iranian regime had launched attacks on commercial vessels in the Strait of Hormuz. This is new video out of CENTCOM, which shows more than 80 targets struck, including vessels with the Iranian military on board, who were believed to be causing the chaos in the Strait of Hormuz.
Mr. President, is the ceasefire over? Is the ceasefire done? Is the MOU dead?
It's a very interesting question. To me, I think it's over. I don't want to deal with them anymore. They're scum.
Already, Iran has responded, launching attacks of its own against Bahrain and Kuwait. The Qataris already speaking out, condemning Iran's actions. So did the NATO Secretary General, who says the U.S. was right for launching these new attacks.
I think what you did last night was absolutely necessary. It was a very strong response. And I'm with you on this. It's really important.
Really important, says the NATO Secretary General. Meantime, Trump has some new tough words for Spain. The country is trying to spend less than others on investing in NATO's defenses. Today, Trump called Spain out of touch with the rest of the NATO alliance.
Yeah, they didn't put another bounty on Trump's head, of course, I'm sure, as they always do. As they always do. Based on the current rent situation worldwide, a lot of people are saying maybe we're past due for modern crusade. I don't know. What say you? Yeah, that's a tough one because it is the current situation worldwide right now is at a tipping point. And that includes all of the nonsense over here, too, with the communism, the socialism. But we also have to mix in the fact that we're at war, whether we want to be or not at this point. Because we know We know now, and we've always known really, that Iran is not going to follow any kind of deal. They're just incapable of governing. They're incapable of handling anything like that. They're incapable of governing. They only have one way, They kill their own people. Doesn't matter to them. Makes no difference at all. Do not care. So, that, unfortunately, is that. That, unfortunately, is that. I don't know that there's any changing any of that, but that is what's happening, okay? That is what's happening. I have watched every single minute, rather, of the preliminary hearing at the Charlie Kirk preliminary hearing. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get this straight. I see all these people online going nuts. This is a preliminary hearing. This is not the trial. This is not the trial, ladies and gentlemen. A preliminary hearing is not supposed to be like this, but Tyler Robinson's team of lawyers, one of them specifically the main lawyer, is from Oxford, Mississippi, by the way. They have objected every single piece of video evidence and every single piece of evidence purposely to drag this crap on, okay? There's a lot more evidence than we thought that the prosecutors have. Do I believe Tyler Robinson acted by himself? I'm not sure I do. But I'm also giving the prosecutors time to put their case out there for you to see, the American public, and for the judge, and for a jury when it does go to actual trial. So all the Candace blowhards that are hanging on for dear life, thinking that Egyptian planes or whatever, good luck. Good luck. I just really hate it that Candace has so much hate in her heart for Erica Kirk. I really, truly believe that that's what this is all about. I honestly do. Anybody can have any theory they want, but that's my theory. It is. It's juvenile, very biased theory too, by the way. Speaking of music, Gene Simmons over on Newsmax gave him a quote. He said, hey, quote, I myself am an immigrant, but a legal one. I came through the lawful way. You wait in line, you respect the country, you respect the laws, and then you become a citizen of the United States of America. Yes. Isn't that the way it works? I know that's the way it's supposed to work, but isn't that the way it works? I mean, really. Yeah, somebody just sent me a message and said, oh, F off. Let's see, their name online is Dispatches from the Edge. Let's look at this. Gonzo journalism, lifestyle and weirdness. Let's see. But, here's the problem with that gonzo wisdom or the gonzo, whatever they're trying to get across there. They said it on my post regarding socialism and communism. So I guess they want that. Hey, you know what? It's a free country. You can want that all you want. Okay. But see, you won't see me calling you a name or saying F off. You won't, because I won't waste my energy on you. Ever. Never. So, Dispatches from the Edge is the name of the Facebook. Woo. 65 followers. Good luck, brother or sister or whoever the hell you are. Get out of my inbox. You can comment all you want, but stay out of my inbox. Not interested. Not interested. We're just talking about Gene Simmons. There's over 16,000 comments on that, what he said. Catherine Myers, a Mississippi woman, said, hey, you know what? That's the same thing my mom said, the same thing Gene said. She had to wait 10 years. They had to come up with the money and save. And she had to take citizenship classes and pass. Good for her. And now, you know what? I bet you she got to live that American dream she wanted. Right? Right. Okay? Exactly. Here's another one. My parents, my sister, and I left Cuba fleeing communism 58 years ago on freedom flights in the late 60s. We all legally became proud United States citizens. Good for you. Good for you. And then you pursue the American dream. And no, you don't expect it to be handed to you. Of course not. You think it was handed to Gene Simmons just because he's a millionaire now? No, of course not. Big time, no. N-O. Big time, no. All I know is, even though we think things suck, we're the luckiest, we're the most blessed. If you believe in luck, I'm not much big on luck, but I am big on being blessed. I am big on being right with God, and I am try to be big on positivity, lifestyle positivity. I just, I try our best. We try our best around here. So there's a national story we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about a few other things on Friday's edition of Unleashed Media and Talk with Daryl Arnold. So you want to definitely be here for that. Before I get out of here today, excuse me, do something a little different. Did you know that you, me, and everybody else, all of us, you, me, everybody that can hear me out there, everybody that sees this video playback or this live stream playback or the podcast, did you know that you and me are the biggest miracle ever? Just you and me, whoever you are, and me. This is broken down the best that I've ever heard it. You probably want to get a clip of this.
You being alive is the most statistically impossible thing that has ever happened. To get you, every single one of your ancestors had to not die in the harshest environments reproduce in an unbroken chain of over 150,000 generations. One break in the chain and you're not here. The odds of that happening are 1 in 10 to the 45,000th power, a number that your brain literally cannot process. Now, your parents had a 1 in 20,000 chance of ever meeting. Then on top of that, 400 quadrillion sperm and only one fertilized, one egg that became you. The odds of that are 1 in 10 to the 2.6 millionth power. To compare, in the entire universe, there's only 10 to the 80th power atoms in the entire known universe. So stop looking for all the shit that is wrong in your life and start being grateful for the statistically impossible miracle that is you. Because just as Einstein said, there's only 2 ways to view your life. One is as if nothing is a miracle, and the other is if everything is a miracle. You being alive is the most statistically impossible thing that has ever happened.
That's right. Statistically. Yes, us being happened. You and me, just like I said before I played that clip. That is amazing. Never heard it broken down that way. Very proud to play that soundbite for everybody out there. If you're having a bad day, a bad week, a bad month, a bad year, we are still statistically a miracle. You may not believe in miracles, but that's what the heck I call it. Wednesday, July 8th, 2026. My name is Daryl Arnold. Remember, check out all the pages, all the podcasts, everything else involved at, and the name of the show, when you type it in, it's Unleash Media and Talk with Daryl Arnold. 2 R's, 2 L's, and Daryl. And it's the and sign, not A and D. So Unleash Media and Talk with Daryl Arnold. Until Friday, see you.
Thank you all for tuning in. Hashtag unfiltered, hashtag unapologetic, America First Talk at its best, where we party the right way. See you next time.